Hey guys, welcome back to Mustang Diaries, my series on the training and transformation of two wild Mustangs. In my last video, Freeda had her first bath and loaded the trailer for the first time. In this video, you'll see Freeda achieve several other milestones that lead up to a big one, getting the saddle on. I was recently able to attend a 4-H tack sale and walked away with all of these items for under $150. It was pretty amazing as I got some pretty useful things, including a blanket for Freeda. I didn't actually know Freeda's size, so I just guessed, and thank goodness it fit perfectly. And as a bonus, the blanket was only $2. So Freeda is a $25 horse with a $2 blanket. Pretty good if you ask me. So I don't actually have the footage of me putting the blanket on her for the first time because of my hard drive failing, but it was very similar to when I gave her first bath. Remember how I used that tarp and then the towel to rub her body? This was great preparation for putting that blanket on. It really wasn't a big deal, so we're not missing much here. Freeda now does a great job at accepting this blanket, and this blanket has really worked out great for us, though she hasn't been able to keep it clean very long. So in case you were dying to know what size Freeda is wearing, this blanket is very adjustable and it came in a range. So I believe it was a 56 to 62 inch blanket. You measure a horse's blanket size by measuring from the center of the chest to the center of the tail. The other thing that Freeda is demonstrating right now is her ability to tie. Now, I really didn't have to do a whole lot to get her to tie. There's a couple of reasons for this. One is that she's a young horse, and it's going to be easier to teach her how to tie than an adult Mustang. And two, she's done a lot of things that have prepared her for tying. I never had focused tying practices. It was all just built into her training, such as learning how to give to pressure. And when I did start tying, it was for short durations that just increased the further we got along. In my last video, someone asked a great question, and that was whether or not I am picking out their feet. And the answer is yes, absolutely. Unfortunately, I don't have that footage from her first time picking up her feet, but this is soon after that. Again, I really didn't have much trouble picking up her feet for the first time. It seems the theme of this video is that everything just builds on itself. The things that I have done with Freeda before this point have really helped to build her trust and really just made the transition to picking up her feet a lot easier. So that seems to be a takeaway for me at least. Of course, teaching this to an adult horse is going to be totally different. Anyway, I do pick up her feet quite a bit just to get her used to that kind of handling and prepare her for her first farrier visit because that is an important part of their training. So I do have this one clip of the first time I cleaned out her hoof. You can see that black around the frog there. That is actually thrush, so I had to treat her for that. Her feet have never been trimmed and have worn naturally over the year or so that she's been alive. But that makes it very interesting because their feet have a lot of crevices and grooves and just uneven wear, and there's a lot of places for thrush to develop in that hoof. So something to watch out for. So one of the other things that I got at that 4-H tack sale was a $5 saddle. It's just a lightweight synthetic saddle, and today I'm going to be saddling Freeda for the first time. So again, a lot of the things that we've done already have prepared her for this moment, both with the bath and that towel and then the blanketing. They're just preparing her to receive both this pad and then the saddle. Right now I'm taking things slow and assessing how she's accepting this pad. I don't want to put the saddle on her if she's too nervous about this saddle pad, so I'm just going a little slow here. Because I am adding a saddle today, I do want to mention that Freeda is just a yearling and is nowhere near ready to be started under saddle, as in having a rider on her back. She is just a baby, but it doesn't hurt to introduce the saddle at this age. Also, the saddle probably won't fit her very well, but that's okay at this point. It doesn't need to be holding any weight, so it's just there to sit on her back. So, hardly any reaction from this little horse. It's pretty funny. Also, I'm missing a piece from my saddle, so I wasn't able to connect the cinch. So I'm going to have to do up my saddle a little bit differently and basically tie a special knot on the right side. But again, for the purposes of just getting a saddle on her, this is all fine. She reacted a little bit to me just tightening that cinch up, but a really positive reaction overall. So I was really happy with how she took that. And then I want to send her out on the lunge line there just to get her moving and really feel the weight of the saddle and also feel the stirrups flapping around a little bit. I don't know if you can tell here, but we actually just got another load of sand for this round pen. It was getting really muddy and difficult to clean out, so it's pretty deep sand right now. Anyway, I'm liking how Freeda is responding to carrying the saddle for the first time. She's being pretty relaxed about it. So I ask her over the tarp and I let her just walk just to get used to that. And I think that was her first time over that tarp. I've used it around her, but not actually asked her to go over it. So that was great. And then a little direction change. And yeah, so pretty good for her first time in the saddle. And of course, we can't have a video without having my goats in it. Anyway, this is later on after being saddled for several times, and you can just see how nice and relaxed she is about it. No big deal. And again, I got really lucky with this horse. She's been just so easy to move along. Once we got to a certain point, it's just been kind of a downhill feeling. So yeah, very happy with her. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.